Hey guys, Erie is here and welcome along to another video. It's that time again. Update 1.27, the December update has just dropped on Gran Turismo 7. And I want to give my honest view on it and whether it's made the game any better or whether it's made it any worse and just generally how I feel about it. I've come to, of course, the Nürburgring and I'm going to be driving one of the 5 new cars, the Chevy Corvette C8 from 2020 that's arrived today. So bear with me, we're on sports hards here. I know many of you don't know me for my driving prowess, so if I crash a few times it shouldn't be a problem. But this should give you some nice background, hopefully, entertainment while you listen to my dulcet tones. So first of all, I just want to say this is all coming from a place of love. Now, Gran Turismo, for me, like it is many of you, is a game and a franchise that I'm emotionally attached to. I've been playing this game since Gran Turismo 1 when I was 10 years old, and I've played pretty much every one ever since. And now, obviously, it's my job. So I want this game to be good and as best as it can. And I think they're almost there. This free update that they gave us, and let's be clear, this is free, so I want to emphasize that, is a good thing. Is a good thing. Many other games, ACC being one of them, even though the game has been in a much worse state than Gran Turismo 7, they're charging for DLCs. Now, Gran Turismo don't do that. So, let's just put this into perspective. This is a free update, and it's good. It's good that that's happening. Now, unfortunately, one of the glaring issues for me of this free update is, and you've probably not heard me say this before, so I don't really mind too much about it, or I hadn't done to this point, was the balance of performance, especially in the Group 4 cars. And I'll tell you why, because this links in with my main gripe of the game. So, I counted, there were 32 cars, or there are 32 cars in Group 4 here on Gran Turismo 7, but I guarantee you, you would have only seen probably 3 of them. The Alpha 155, which is one we all wanted so much, but now has just dominated everything, so its shine has come right off, especially for me, actually. The Nissan GTR. Whoa, the Nissan GTR. I'm surprised it took me this long to come off, actually. And the Subaru WRX. So there are 29 other cars, some of which I haven't even seen in Gran Turismo 7 yet. X number of months in. And I really think that they should have done something with that, because it unlocks, of course, it's beginning to look like one of those tourist and farting videos. It's a monster though. Because if they actually did sort the bop out, it would just open up all the content. They've pretty much, and this is my biggest point with this, I'm going to get to it early on. This game is pretty much perfect now. Pretty much perfect. It has got so much potential, but it's let down, in my opinion, by the amount of content and features that we use. And I'm speaking about this from a perspective of someone who plays sports mode quite a lot. All the things that you'd want to see, or the majority of which anyway, are in the menu books. So for me, the things that are missing are a BOP so that all cars can be used, or at least more than 10% of the cars can be used. You are not competitive at the moment if you're not in the Alpha. It's a little bit better in Group 3, but it's still there. The weather. Weather is a feature that we talk about all the time. it's just not there. It's just not there. It's there in the menu books, but it's just not there, and I don't know why. It'd be so good if the dailies, which are very samey at the moment, and I think it's a general consensus, were longer. I mean, this is a big one for me, but I know not everyone agrees. At least one of them have a quali session beforehand rather than this time trial. By the end of the week or by the end of the day on a Monday, you know where you are in the pecking order. And by the end, it's so sweaty and so many people have got to their optimum times that there's just no passing unless there's a mistake or a crazy move. We just need quali in at least one of them. So a bop that fixes the issue of just everybody using the same car, which I don't blame everyone for. It's a game issue. Everyone's going to use the best car if it's that much better than everything else. And in this case at the moment in Group 4, it's the Alpha 155. We want features like the weather. How good would it be if you just went to a race and you didn't know? It doesn't need to be dynamic. It just needs to be random. So you could have maybe a wet race, or you could have a dry race, or a night race, or a morning race. It doesn't need to be day to night to raining to dry to raining again. It doesn't need that. But it'd be nice if it was manual. Oh, sorry, if it was random. Also, the races need to be a bit longer. Bring that strategy in there. I mean, we've got A and B, daily races A and B. There's no strategy there. So daily race C, just make it a little bit longer. And if you're worried about... if they're worried about player numbers, maybe if they gave us dailies that were a little bit more exciting, more people would join. Or merge the servers. Again, I've said this in my previous video on this. I don't know the ins and outs, and I don't profess to know the ins and outs of how to make a server work. But it'd be good if it did. It'd be good if it did. Because then everybody could play together at any time. And then you wouldn't have to worry about not having enough players. And speaking about not having enough players, the size of the grids. 16 cars, 12 in daily race A is not enough. We need at least 20. We used to have 20. But now we're seeing sims with 30 up to 60. Some have. I'm not expecting 60, that's crazy. But 20 would be a start. 20 to 24 would be a start. Ooh, what do I do here? Where are we going? Oh, we go through the tourist and farm bit. Don't crash my new Corvette. Well, this was a bit of a surprise. And then where do you go? One moment. I never knew you could go through this bit. Can you go through? It's quite a nice touch. God, you have to be careful through here. So yes, all in all, this one's going to be kept quite brief. I went on a bit in the last one. But in summary, the game at the moment has got so much potential. And it's like the analogy I used recently, where you've got a box of celebrations. Someone says, do you want some celebrations? You've got all the wonderful chocolates on the outside. You've got the dairy milks. You've got the crunchies. And all you've got left, actually I think they're roses that these are in, but it still applies. You open the lid and all you've got left are the bounties. The worst sweet of them all, like the coffee revel. And how that relates to this is that Gran Turismo, look at it. Look at it. It is absolutely stunning. And again, all that stuff that they showed us at the PlayStation event just isn't being used, and it's so painful. At least now kind of the lobbies are working a little bit. But for me, this update has just missed the trick a little bit with the bop. I don't personally want new cars. I just want access and regular featuring of the features that we were all promised, and we're so close to getting it now. We're so close to getting it now. And the reason I'm making this video is that I hope they probably won't. Of course, actually, they definitely won't. But maybe they might stumble across it one day and think, oh, actually, that's a good idea. If we could have a bigger variety in the dailies, just at the better tracks, that are a little bit longer, a little bit more interesting, with a bit of strategy, a little bit of random weather, where we could use any car and play with anyone around the world, I think this game would be infinitely better. We're almost there. We're almost there. Oh, we're almost there. And I think that's kind of my honest view on it, really. It was just a ramble, completely unscripted ramble on how I honestly feel the game is. I feel the game is so close. But just stop giving us the bounties. Start giving us the good stuff. Please. Because it's all there. It's just not being utilised. And it is so painful and so frustrating, I think, for not just myself but many others. We're so close, Polyphony Digital. We're so close. We've just got to go that little bit further now and just open up those floodgates. Give us maybe another daily race, or even just give us a longer daily race in the same format now. Just make it longer. Have a real think about the bop, the weather, the tyre and fuel multipliers. I think if you asked a lot of people, they'd be able to give you a good clue as well as to what works and what doesn't. But yeah, that's what I think about this. Let me know what you think, guys. Thank you for listening. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Leave a thumbs up if you agree with what I'm saying. Leave me a thumbs down if you don't agree with what I'm saying. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel if you haven't already. I'm going to try and bring this thing home without crashing up. I'm amazed I haven't so far. But yeah, all in all, for me, we are so close here. We just need a little bit more in terms of imagination with the dailies, a little bit more thought with the bop, and a little bit more excitement with the combos. And then we'll have the game we always wanted. But for me, it's closer than it's ever been. We're almost there.